While entering Kyrgyzstan from the north, I had no idea that in the south border a war had started. Kyrgyzstan and Tajikistan were accused each other for using tanks and artillery to attack outposts and nearby settlements in their common borders. Despite the ceasefire announcement, fights continued and made 150,000 people evacuating the conflict area. Reaching Akzol border, saw the long queue of cars from Kyrgyzstan side, but didn't take it that something as a war was happening, because on this border is known for years that local mafia together with dirty cops create traffic in order to receive bribes for skipping the line. Arrived late and headed straight to bed. My room was protected from host's grandfather spirit, legend of the family. Next morning, got the local packed trolley and reached Alatu Square of capital Bishkek. Here is also the statue of the big legend of the country. Manas is the man who has even a poem on his name, the longest in the world, with over 500,000 lines. While I was in the square, Turkish military generals visited the place. Turkey was the first that recognized Kyrgyzstan's independence. Strange coincidence, as these days fights in the border were happening. Kyrgyzstan means 40 tribes that united for the nation and can be also seen on the 40 rays on their flag. For a capital square, it was quite empty from people, and since I was the only foreigner around, it was fun that friendly locals were asking me for pictures. Next stop, at the Martyrs of the Revolution statue, and then one more square with the statue of most famous poet, before passing outside from Opera House. Next square had Bubusara National Ballerine statue, where at the same time local wedding would take place. Continued through another park that had a bar with a limousine inside it. This is Victory Square, which represents Soviet win over Germany and woman waiting her husband under yurt home. Small break for trying the national drink from cereals Maxim and Chalap. Little further, a mosque and the remains of a fountain from Soviet era. Here is where a UFO-shaped circus was built to welcome acts from around the world, or more likely from around the Soviet Union. Unlike many structures of its kind, the Bishkek circus still functions as an actual circus. After that, I walked the park behind State History Museum, accompanied by a harmless drunk worker who was asking money for more beers even it was only 9 a.m. Considering the stuff the Soviets did in Kyrgyzstan to suppress the local culture, there are still massive statues left as the one of Lenin behind National Square. On this park, I saw for first time a threesome. Som is the national currency, and something uncommon is the threesome coin. Nearby is statue of Batir Kaba, who carried his horse on his shoulders because of snow. Next to it is Panfilov Park in star shape, friendly locals and interesting statues, plus a Luna Park from Soviet times.
The blockchain is going to break.
Vintage games and rusted chains created more adrenaline, and with completely cheap prices, I had to try all of them. Sometimes I had to wake up the worker in order to play though.
Kick it.
Go back. Hit me from the side, hit me from the side. Doesn't go. I thought it was the brake. I thought it was the brake.
This guy must hate me. I had to wake him up again because I had dropped my phone from the crashes on the circuit. The ghost section was more scary since there was no one around. The go-karts were slower than the previous cars, so I had to skip them. One more game with rusted sounds that I took the risk to try. Park had to close, and General showed me the way to the exit through one more monument to the central square. The square that is the furthest from any ocean in the world. Indian Ocean is the nearest and is 8,000 kilometers away. Short stop for an ice cream and Orthodox bazaar.
Close the video, please.
A place that Kyrgyz, Uzbek, Russian and Chinese traders meet. You can find literally everything and is also full of a wide range of traditional breads too. An old big vending machine attracted my attention and I stopped to try a green drink that had no idea what it would be. Ended up to be just apple soda. Here I also found out that kumis, made of horse, national drink in Kyrgyzstan too except Kazakhstan, is also used for bathing except drinking. Roaming around continued through unknown products for me, but maybe also for the locals too. Bazaar was closing too, and since I don't own a Lada, I had to get a packed minivan ride back to home. The metallic door blocked the Wi-Fi signal in order to inform our hosts for our arrival, so I had to improvise. Next morning, headed south from the capital to Al-Artsakh National Park in the center of Kyrgyzstan, and where the world's largest forest of walnut is nearby. The entrance of the park is often used for wedding photoshoots. Kyrgyzstan mountainous terrain, which covers 80% of the country, was used from Soviet astronauts for training as it simulates lunar surface. Here a park camera 2 years earlier photographed a snow leopard for the first time, so it would be cool to meet it in person. After a few hours hike to the top, reached a dead end because of the river. Water temperature was super low, stones were ultra sharp, and river flow was little strong. So my friend decided to throw to the other side the valuables first and then cross it, which was a bad idea, especially for me who forgot my swimming suit. My friend tried to cross too, but with no success. Had to take the way back as sun started to go down. Plus my friend had to go all the way back to take the other path through the bridge. Whoa! Is it a snow leopard? No, it's my friend who runs to get on time the valuables back. This is the view from the other side of the river, where valuables had crossed and waited. Anyway, back to the park entrance where photos are taken, and my taxi was probably taken too, and not waited as had agreed. So had to hitchhike back to Bishkek in order to say goodbye to the lovely family who hosted us and gave me also a Kalpak hat as a gift. Arriving early to a bus station of Soviet era is always a good chance to explore it. Spend the last currency for the tickets and roamed around the place of a country that uses 3 different alphabets, till catching the bus for the 12-hour journey for Uzbekistan through Kazakhstan.